When I was 13, my family moved from outside of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan right before my ninth grade year, and right before winter, like I'd never experienced it before. And maybe to soothe the trauma, my parents bought me my first dog of my own. We had family dogs. Onyx came from Pennsylvania. He was not what you would consider to be, in any stretch of the imagination, a show poodle. He was a miniature black and one of the smartest, most gregarious, most loving, curious dogs I have ever known. Started my affection for the poodle breed, and one of the reasons why that is the breed I choose to rescue and help in times of crisis for them. So Ani was a great training partner. I had trained our dogs before, but Ani was my first dog to fully train. And of course, as a younger sister, one of the first things I taught him was that if I hit my brother, which was a common occurrence because he was annoying. I love you, Gary. But I taught Ani that when I hit my brother, that he should then attack my brother. So I could have Ani attack my brother at any time. Of course, while I was off at college for 4 years, my father became deeply attached to Onyx. And when I returned to start my own life away from them and get my apartment, Dad pleaded with me tearfully that I leave Ani. And so I managed to come upon my second poodle, Willoughby. So now you see the willow starting to show up for the dogs for me. Willoughby was... I bought him from another maybe not show quality situation. And Willoughby I got him when he was about 10 weeks old, which to me is the optimum time to have a dog leave its the nest and start experiencing the world. And as a result, Willoughby was very solidly poodle. There was not a species or an individual of animal that Willoughby could not connect with and create a relationship and improve their life in some way. He helped countless stray cats that who we rescued and find a love for dogs and to trust dogs. He was a connection immediately with my horse when I adopted her, and with just every other dog he ever met, and with every human he ever met. He was a lot of fun to train too, and he lived to be 17 years old and died shortly after my daughter was born. And so at that point, I turned my focus away from a dog partner and companion into my daughter. My daughter now is a senior in high school. And over the intervening years, I've been blessed with many dog companions, and one phenomenal training partner, Ladybug, who was rescued, a black standard poodle who was rescued at 4 years old and did amazing things with me in training. If you see any of my training videos, Lady is my partner. And she lived to be 15, which is amazing because she was in kind of rough shape when I rescued her. She was severely overweight and poorly, I wouldn't say socialized. She was very social, but she wasn't having any luck communicating with her initial human companion. And so when she came to me, she just flourished and blossomed and was just one of the most amazing training partners I've ever had, and helped a lot of people understand clicker training. And in our classes, she performed beautifully until she was about 12 years old, and she suddenly quit. I put her in a stay, and to tell my class something, and my class started to chuckle, and I turned around, and Lady had broken stay for the first time in her life and walked away, gone to find a soft bed to lie down in. And so at that point, she retired, and I supported her in the comfortable life to which she had become accustomed without any requirements. And she honored me with another 3 wonderful years. A couple other notable poodles in this strain. In 2013, a standard poodle was surrendered. Her name was Rosie. She was one of the most broken. She has been one of the most broken animals I've ever worked with. But wow, heart of gold. So she became Willowrose, and many of you may know her today, although she's getting a little on the senior side. And finally, Jester, Jesse Winchester, named by my husband after a famous singer-songwriter. Jester came in to rescue at about 8 months old. He was dumped somewhere in Clarksville, and he just really became my companion. At one point, I think I even said Willoughby or Onxy to him, and he looked up at me in a startled way. So that pretty much sealed the connection, and many, I would assume, of you know Jesse today. He is a toy poodle, again, not show quality, but with all the great poodle temperament that I love. He is 6 years old now, toy black poodle, and he is different because whatever happened to him in his first 8 months of life that I feel happens to too many small animals has really changed how he sees other dogs, especially large dogs and people. So over the years, we've done a lot of work helping him feel more comfortable with other dogs. And even still today, it's something I don't think will ever be completely overcome. So it's kind of hard to see another adorable little dog knowing what Willoughby was like when he had the ideal upbringing. And then to see a dog like Jester who acts in a way sometimes that people find offensive and they blame it on a small dog, which of course it has nothing to do with his size. It has to do with his upbringing. But that said, everybody loves him. He's adorable, and he is a really critical part of my life.